Hello, good evening. How are you? Welcome to the ADS chat. I'm so extra beyond excited. I've been waiting patiently for this chat. Thank you so much for joining us. Those of you who are live, we're going to be looking out for you, so please be sure to say hello when you can see us. Again, as always, we have a little delay going live. Everything's okay on our side, I believe. Good to go. All right, so quick little snippet about today before I introduce my very fabulous guest. Before I introduce him, he needs a proper introduction. This chat is about the one thing, you've seen the book, but really what it's about is the fact that we're so busy and we're so pulled everywhere and we're so very much all over the place, so many demands on us at home, at work, if you go to church, wherever we go, there's so many things pulling for our time, pulling for our attention, noise everywhere, football games, you name it. And so how do we get to the things that really matter? And yet still, we have dreams and we have goals somewhere out there. We start off every New Year's thinking about these big dreams that we have. And at some point, some people let go of them. But I hope that those of you who are tuning in have not let go of your dreams and your goals. That's what this is about. Share it right now. We do have books to give away for those who do share. And before we actually tip this over for real, I'm gonna kick off these up because I've been wanting to do this.
She set this up to make sure it was done the right way.
Yeah,
so
I was like, don't tip over my dominance. So I'm literally taking over my dominance, and we'll explain that later. I just wanted to do it before it did it itself. So.
Right.
So again, let me see if I can see who's tuning in first, so I can say hello to you. 7 people here.
7, okay. So far, so good.
I don't see our own thing yet on our side, so wouldn't you know, Facebook isn't working. That's what happens. That's what happens live. So, Paul, I'm going to have to rely on you to let us know who's chiming in and who's not and all those things. Okay. Awesome. Okay. We're going to get this up. So, in the meantime, while this is working, I do want to introduce my guest. Again, I'm going to introduce myself because my mother says when I do these, I don't introduce myself and I just assume people know who I am.
It's kind of important.
It's kind of important.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
You are on the ADS Agency Facebook page. That's the ADS. It's kind of cool because it's my initials, ADS. It spells ads, like advertising, which is in the realm of what I do, marketing and branding. And so that's my business. It's almost a year old. Cheers. Cheers to almost a year.
Absolutely.
Almost a year. You're all invited to the party when it is 1 year. We're not drinking this yet. Yeah. But, so yeah, almost a year old, and that's what I do. So 10 years in the game. This guy right here, apparently, and I don't know if I even believe this, but I was reading over your bio today. He's got 25 years.
Let's see. Yeah, about right. I hate close to it, actually. Pretty much doing some form of consulting, teaching, training, support, basically since 1994. So
that's amazing. CEO and Chief Alchemist, he calls himself. So he's got two companies, the Dapper Collaborative and DP3 Consulting.
Yes.
Nationally recognized John Maxwell certified speaker, trainer, and coach. He's done training and coaching for brands like Bank of America, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Keller Williams, which I know is a big part of your world.
Absolutely.
Graduate of Queen's University in Charlotte.
Go Royals.
Go Royals. From Charleston, West Virginia. So those of you West Virginia people.
Yep.
And a believer in vision engineering. Please welcome my guest, David Patterson.
Hey, thank you so much for being here, Andrea. We've been excited about doing this for a long time, so I'm really glad that we had an opportunity to get together and start talking about the one thing. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I hate to ask you to do this.
What would you like for me to do?
I would like to.
Oh, yes, the infamous. Yes.
So we're kicking off our timer. I do this every time. It's 30 minutes. I try to be respectful of your time. We have already acknowledged that we're going to go way beyond 30 minutes.
So just get comfortable, get a drink, relax, kick back. It's going to be good, I promise.
We're not going to go too far over 30, but I will say there's so much in this. I mean, we already can't get it all in. So it's going to be good. Please stick around.
Absolutely,
and don't forget,
please.
We are giving away books. So share and ask questions. More on that later.
Cool.
So, all right. So we're going to get into, and I don't know if you can still see. I don't know why I can't pull up who's on or whatever, but I would like to know who's chimed in so far.
Got a Courtney Hall.
Courtney Hall, that's my sister.
Hello, Courtney.
Orlando Evans.
Yeah, Orlando. He's awesome. I just saw him at the gala. Orchestra Noir. If you are in Atlanta, and if you're not in Atlanta, please go see Orchestra Noir. So awesome. I believe in their dreams. Do it. Just do it. Okay, go ahead.
Nathalie Gregg.
Nathalie.
Yeah.
Columbia, South Carolina. Nathalie is an awesome person. You guys should do some research. Leading in stilettos. So there's your shout out, Nathalie. Awesome individual in Columbia, doing great things for women in leadership in Columbia. So do some research on her online.
That's my friend. How do you know all that about my friend?
We have a lot of common friends. We haven't had an opportunity to talk about all the connections that we have. So that's for another day. Right now, we're going to focus on the one thing. So.
All right, just a couple more. We got Daryl Brandon. We have Nicole Smith. Mark Johnson.
Mark Johnson, hey.
Mr. Faulkner.
Prahlad Faulkner.
Yes.
Yeah, Prahlad. That's Charlotte area.
Okay.
That's Charlotte area chiming in.
And Allison Todd.
Allison Todd, United Way Guru, United Way social media absolute guru in so many ways.
Sounds like somebody need to be.
An extreme storyteller. Oh my gosh, you won't believe it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely fabulous. I can see some now. So my sister said I must shout out my nieces and nephews. I will do it because I'm an auntie who loves all my nieces and nephews. Gavin, Charlie, Cruz, Paloma, Roni. What's the other little new one there? All you babies. Auntie loves you.
Okay, so I have to take my time. Amaya Jade, I love you. She's 13.
Okay.
And my nephew, 7, CJ, also known as Christopher Edward Martin Jr. So I get my aunt and uncle in as well. So there you go.
Very nice.
Awesome, wonderful.
All right. So now we are going to dig right into this because there's so much. I mean, really, there's so much to talk about. And let me tell you how I came across this book.
Okay.
I randomly was in the airport recently. I've been traveling a lot. Those of you know who are my Facebook friends and otherwise know I've been in Scotland and Germany recently for business. Excellent. I could talk to you all day about those things. Love Scotland. Shout out to all my Scotland people who are asleep right now, but I hope you see this later.
Right.
And so in my travels in the airplane, I happened to spot this book, The One Thing. For those of you who are marketing branding oriented, you know, I love all this white space and it's very attractive.
Absolutely.
So it's got this big question mark on the back. I was like, oh, The One Thing made me pick it up. And actually, the more I picked it up and looked at it, I was like, oh, I think my friend recommended this book to me, which would be this guy right here.
This guy right here. Yes.
So The One Thing, I picked it up and then couldn't put it down. Literally could not put it down. It was the thing. I had to read it cover to cover. I made copious notes. It was a game changer, paradigm shifter. I was like, this is so good. I wish everybody could have it. Like, I wish everybody could read this book, and they can. You know, but I want all of you to have it. I only have 3 to give away today, so those of you who shared, Nikki, thanks for sharing. Quentin Keith Young, hello. I love you. Allison Todd, she's so awesome. Okay. I can see some of you now. So that's awesome. So I wish you could all get this book. I want you to get this book and read it for yourself if you haven't already. Those of you who have, I know some of you have Amy Hedges who can't get on today. You saw her on Instagram.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, absolutely.
She'll be watching the replay.
Yeah, awesome. Hey,
you know,
Amy.
even if you're watching the replay, definitely come back to this. But whether you've read this book or not, let us know if you have read it. If you haven't read it, we want to know if you have. And if you have read it, there are some nuggets we want you to chime in on. When you hear them, let us know your thoughts about them. First point we want to dig into is this to-do list versus the success list. so we all have our to-do list. Mm-hmm. And in this book, they talk about the success list.
Yes.
And so I could talk all day, but I want you to tell me your take first, and I'm going to chime in.
I think all of us have a habit of making lists, whether it be on a Post-it note, whether it be in our journals, whether it be on a scrap sheet of paper, whatever the case may be. And we put this list down. It's like a checkbox list, basically, where here are all the things I need to do tomorrow. And if I don't do all of these things, it's been a failed day. And what we don't realize is that everything is not necessarily important. Everything is not equal. And one of the things that we have to do is really prioritize what we do throughout the course of the day. So the difference between a to-do list and a success list really has a lot to do with what are you looking to achieve? What is your one thing? And we'll get into a lot of the different one things. I was listening to an audio coming over to prepare for the interview tonight, and I heard...
What audio was that?
I cannot remember the name, but I will share it with you.
Okay.
And the reason why sometimes if you can't remember a name, that means normally you weren't impressed with what the video was. And one of the things that was said in there was the fact that there's only one thing that you should be focused on. And in actuality, there are several one things. And that's one of the biggest misnomers with regards to the one thing. The book never says only focus on one thing. It basically just says when you're focused on one thing, be focused on that at the time and prioritize based upon your goals are. And so what we're going to do is talk a little bit about some of the different categories in your life that you have a one thing in that particular category. So there's something called the Pareto Principle. And so basically the Pareto Principle works like this. And you, I know this very well, and everybody in Atlanta knows this very well. 20% of the time is when 80% of the traffic happens. It never fails. It's early in the morning, like 7:30, 7:45 on a weekday, and in the evening from 4:30 to say 6:37, 7:15, somewhere in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. The rest of the time, the freeways are wide open. Yeah. So 80% of the traffic happens 20% of the time.
Well, I wouldn't say wide open, but yeah.
Well, it depends on how I drive and what time of night I drive, but that's a separate conversation.
Okay,
absolutely.
So
one of the things I was going to ask you with regards to the Pareto Principle is, I bet you only wear 20% of the clothes that are in your closet right now.
That's unfair. That's really unfair given that, I think that's most women.
Okay, so most women, you can chime in on Facebook right now.
Give it Morgan Whiter, who was my stylist in the last episode. She was big about getting rid of things and all that. So I have purged and gotten rid of stuff.
Okay.
I did try.
Right.
But I understand your
And how soon has it been since you purged?
It's been a while. I constantly am trying to do it for real.
Okay, that wasn't the answer to my question. I asked her the last time she purged was when?
Call it a month-ish ago when we talked.
Okay, so that was very recent. So you realized there was things that you needed to get away.
That I'm never going to wear again.
Right.
And yeah.
So one of the things you want to understand is that 80% of your success is going to come from 20% of your activity. So now it's just trying to determine what are the activities that are going to help me get where I want to be. So don't treat everything on your list as equal value. And one of the books I want to recommend to you all is something called The Power of Less. It's a book by Leo Babauta, B-A-B-A-U-T-A, The Power of Less. And in that book, it talks about every night before you start your next day, you should write down what the 3 most important things are that you must accomplish the next day before you do anything else. That's going to make up your success list. Is it in your blog?
It is in my blog.
Did you steal it from Leo?
I have no idea. I heard it on a blog. I heard it on a podcast.
Well, your dad would say there's nothing new under the sun.
There is nothing new under the sun.
All right, there you go.
You heard that? Yeah. So if my dad happens to... I don't know if my dad has ever watched a Facebook Live. I know my mother watches it.
All right, so he's been shouted out. So somebody let him know that his name has come up and not in vain.
It is in my blog post about the 3 things. And you know what's interesting? That was before I read this book. Thinking of the 3 most important things that you can get done the next day and dedicating your time to that. What I love about what the one thing often mentions is that you really should think about your long-term goals, your big dreams, and how that breaks down into 5 years, 3 years. What does that look like for this year, this quarter, this month, this week? What must I do today, what must I do to make sure I'm on track to get to these goals that help me get to my one thing? And we'll get to the dominoes later. That also has to do with that. But
absolutely.
I will say, and if I get nothing else out in this whole thing, that the best thing I love about this One Thing book is the recognition that we have so much of our energy, whether we're morning people or not, we have so much of our energy and ability to focus right in the morning. You know, whether you're, again, morning person or not, you have the power to dedicate all that focus and energy. And why not do that? You should do that for your most important thing.
Absolutely.
First thing in the day. And they recommend for 4 hours at a time. You know, whether that's, 2 at home and 2 in your first beginning of your workday or whatever it is.
Right.
However you do it, it's your 4 most vital hours, your power-packed hours as I see it. And to me, that's so golden, because if that's the most important thing in your life, whatever that is, in whatever area of your life it is, and you choose to invest your best time and your best energy and your best focus in that beginning time, to me, that was like golden. I love that so much.
And that's one of the things that we talk about, since you mentioned my affiliation with John Maxwell as a certified coach. There's a book I want to recommend to you guys called Intentional Living. And in Intentional Living, it basically talks about being intentional, literally, about where you go, what you do, who you associate with, the goals that you have, where it is that you're going. And so when you become intentional and you really spend time about what it is that you want to achieve in your life, then you can look at that and say, okay, here is the time that I'm going to allocate with that. Because there's a lot of individuals, I'm sure you're out there, and there's times I've said this, and maybe Andrea has said this as well, I just don't have time to do that. And it's because you haven't prioritized the time to do so. And so now that we want to prioritize the time to do that, now the issue is, where should we put our time? Because we need to make sure that we're prioritizing the success list and not the to-do list. And so the Pareto Principle needs to happen in your life in a way where you're aware of it and making sure that you're spending your time on the right 20% to get you where you want to be.
So good. If you get nothing else out of this, if you never pick up this book for yourself, which I highly recommend you all do, I get nothing out of this. These people are not even paying me to promote.
Yeah, I know, right?
I just
Jay
love it
Papasan,
that much.
hey, buddy.
I just literally love it that much. And if you get nothing else out of this, know that if you're thinking of the most important thing you can ever do for the most important things in your life and breaking it down to that level of what's the one thing I can do today, and you're dedicating 4 hours of your morning uninterrupted, no distractions, shut off everything, take no
distractions.
Take no calls, take no, and that's
those
hard.
Push notifications on your Facebook, off. Text
all
notifications,
off. Don't
off.
knock on my door.
You have
I'm not reading emails. I'm not doing anything.
Absolutely.
For 4 hours, I'm focusing on this thing that matters the most today to get done.
Always stay present in what it is that's important to you.
It's so powerful when you do that. Like, it's so powerful when you do that. I've tried it and I'm like,
it's liberating.
Good.
Right? Yeah,
it's so
absolutely.
Good. Okay, I'm off of that now.
All right.
I do want to talk about dominoes. So apparently these are like Mexican something. I have no idea.
Mexican trained dominoes.
You know what that is?
I know a little bit about dominoes. I have to teach her how to play dominoes because we had this conversation. She broke them all out. They were all shiny, which I knew she didn't know how to play, because if they were all shiny, that means she didn't know what to do with them. I specifically asked, do you know what to do with these? Yeah, I line them up and knock them down.
Nicole Smith Hall, what did we do with dominoes when we were little? We lined them up and we made pretty patterns out of them and we knocked them down. Let's see how far we got.
I saw Quentin Young was out there earlier. You know what to do with those dominoes, so we have to show her how to do what to do on the dominoes. So.
Okay, yeah. Oh, somebody can hear a ding, ding, ding on somebody's phone.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't think that's us.
I don't think it's us.
Not us, actually. Unless they have, like, superhero hearing somewhere.
It's possible. I hope it's not me.
No, I don't think it's
I haven't been hearing one.
No ding, ding, ding.
I will get back and check.
So we're going to try and check. Sorry. Okay. Allison Todd, by the way, says from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., the biggest success in her day. I love that.
Hey, Allison, also thanks for posting the Intentional Living book. That was really helpful as well. So, good.
That's
I think we're working on what the actual.
You want me to cut it off? I can do it. I can.
No, but we're all mic'd up.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with
Oh, she was saying she was commenting to what we were saying.
Ding, no distractions. See,
we were like, what did we do?
We're
so
like all over the
we're
place.
so paranoid about like
we wanted to be perfect for you. We went through like hours of setup. And we gonna turn all the sounds down, turn your phones off. She said it like 5 times. So when she saw that ding, 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 she's like, I told them to turn the phone off. I turned the phone off. Thank you.
All right, that's good. No, it's so true. It's so true. Yeah, it's so true. You have to like literally not look at anything that's got notifications going on. To her point, you know, and shut it all out and focus on your big thing that day. To the dominoes, because we are so running out. I mean, we got to be fast. So, dominoes. Talk to me about the whole domino idea. I can talk to you about it, but I want you to talk to me about it, and then we're going to talk about the first domino.
Very simple. Success is sequential, not simultaneous. I've had to deal with this in my life where I want everything now.
That's tweetable.
I mean, like yesterday. We want to basically go from 0 to 1 million in 12 days. And what we all need to understand is there is a process to success. Success leaves clues. And all those clues that have been left for us lets us know one thing. There is a process to being successful. And so as you line up each domino in your life, whatever the particular area is in your life, that's giving you the opportunity to knock down each one of the dominoes that's in between you and the goal that you have. So the first thing I would encourage you all to do is, if there's something that you want to do, whether it's to write a book, go on a trip, build a business, whatever the case may be, the first thing I would recommend is start writing down or lining up the dominoes. Use a vision board. I love whiteboards. Anybody that's watching me right now knows
it's all over his Instagram.
Whiteboards, because I'm a very visual person, and it allows me to draw out the dominoes in a way so that I know what's first, what's second, and what's third. Some of you might be out there saying, well, I don't even really know where to start, and that's also okay, because you're going to go and find mentors, you're going to find coaches, you're going to find trainers, you're going to go read books so that you can start learning all the clues that have been left for you, and then starting to set up those dominoes. So success is sequential, not simultaneous.
So true, and each domino actually represents your one thing that you must do. You must literally knock out each day. And so they go through this idea of, you know, if you look up the one thing online, you'll see lots of different kinds of imagery, and you'll see these sequentially bigger and bigger dominoes. And the idea is that one domino can actually knock down a domino twice its size. So this goal today, if you do the most important thing on your path to wherever you're going, if you knock that one most important thing out today, giving it your best energy, giving it the best of your focus and attention, if you are successful in knocking that one out, tomorrow when you go to knock out your next most important thing, guess what? It's going to be so much easier because you already got the most important thing before that out of the way, that it's accomplished and it's under your belt. And so that's what's so cool about these domino things is the interesting thing behind that, like you said, success is sequential.
Yeah.
A lot of S's. Success is sequential.
That's why I was talking very slowly. I didn't want to spit in the camera or sound like Sylvester the cat. So
prioritization of properties and yeah, S's and P's in this conversation. Yeah. But if you knock out the most important things, that's great. And then, and that's sequentially on your way to success.
Absolutely.
To wherever you're going, whatever your goal is, weight, health, you know, writing a book, a business, whatever it is. But the most important one, which I thought this was so intriguing, and we can't tell you everything that's in the book because it's too much, and we would be here for 8 hours talking about this book for real. But the first one I thought was interesting was that you should master yourself. Your first domino is yourself, which I was like, golden also. It's yourself because you are in your way. Talk to me for 2 seconds about that. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try not to go on and on.
No, it's fine. The last 2 years, actually, I've been on a personal journey of growth, and actually that's what led me to become affiliated with Dr. Maxwell. There's a book, and hopefully if Allison's still there, you can go ahead and post this book too. It's called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. This book basically gives you 15 laws, things you should focus on in terms of taking time to reflect, to show appreciation for where you are in the journey, to understand that we need to keep a positive life stance because good things and bad things happen to all of us. It's how we react to those things that make us successful. And so this book for me has really helped me understand that there are 7 pillars in our lives that we should be working on. Spiritual, what does our spiritual life look like? What does our relationships look like? Are we working on our health, which is something Andrea and I both have talked about, is making sure that we're more healthy so that we have the energy to do the things that we want to do. Mm-hmm. What does your business or your place of work, your occupation, what does that look like for you? How does that fulfill you? Are you working in what you would call your calling or your purpose, whatever would make you feel happy with regards to your life and how you live it on a daily basis? Your finances. Do not stick your head in the sand with regards to your finances. The only way that they can be taken care of is by you facing them head on. What is your environment? Who are the 5 people that you're hanging with? Because they, on average, are who you are. The 5 people that are around
just
you.
Like the people you're
exactly.
around all
So
the time.
You got to be really cognizant of the people that are in your space.
Seriously.
And then recreation. One of the things I would like to challenge everybody in the video right now is to write down on a scrap sheet of paper, and you can put it in your journal or wherever it is that you keep notes from time to time. I challenge you to write down what are the 42 things that you're going to accomplish within the next 10 years.
42?
42. It's what Dr. Maxwell gave us as a challenge when I was with him in Orlando in late August.
In the next how many years?
10 years.
Next 10 years. 42 things you're going to accomplish in the next 10 years. And feel free to share some of your bucket list.
Yeah, please.
I would assume that's very bucket list.
It is. It's very bucket list. And what we want to do is think big. We don't want to think about small things that are really easy. There's something in the book that talks about small goals keep us from our bigger goals. And we set smaller goals because of the fact, easy goals.
The easy ones, yeah,
right.
That you know you're going to get. You know, we're going to push up sales 3% this year. You know you're going to get that. Like, that's not really...
Because there's a fear of failure. And so you have to push through that because there's something great on the other side. So we really want to be intentional about how we spend our time, who we spend our time with, so that when we are making that success list, going back to the first topic, we know how to prioritize and put first things first, making first things first.
I'm laughing at Nicole calls me Nunu all the time, and she says, you hang around me as one of your 5 people, so you're good.
Yeah, there you go.
That's cute.
So somebody had mentioned the 7 pillars again. So it's spirituality, relationships, health, business or occupation, finances, environment, and recreation.
That's amazing that you had that memorized. Well, he is a trainer, so...
Yeah, a coach should have a coach.
Yeah.
And so we talked a little bit about some of the things that I needed to bring into alignment in my life to be able to help others and be able to lead with integrity and authenticity. And so it starts with me, like you said.
Yeah. I want to go back to master yourself as the first domino, master yourself, because I love what this book says about how success is so much of an inside job. And I love the story that they told in this book about the newspaper story. Do you remember that one? It's where a son, really quickly I'll try to recount this for you, a son really wanted to play with his dad, and his dad's always so busy. And he's such the career-minded person. As we all know, so many of us are in those boats, if your parents or otherwise. You go say go to aunties. Shame on me, I should be playing more. And so, this son was so excited because his dad promised him, I'm going to play with you today. We're going to have daddy-son time, day to day, basically. And he was so, elated that he gets to do that. But because he told him that the day before, the son woke up. I mean, this is like a Saturday morning or something. Wakes up at 6 in the morning, so excited, like it's Christmas, and wakes his dad up. You know, and which his dad's a bit perturbed because he wants to go through his normal Saturday morning routines of reading his paper and having his coffee. So he ultimately, the dad comes up with this way of dealing with that and tears up this piece of newspaper to bits. And he says, when you put this back together, I want to see how fast you can put that together. He's giving him a task so he can finish reading his paper. I want to see how fast you can put that together, knowing it's probably going to take him all day because he put it in little bitty pieces, and it's hard. It's a picture of a world. And so, you know, it's kind of hard when you tear in little bitty pieces. And so the son goes away, and he's just so excited to get this done. He's just so focused and determined to get it done because he wants daddy time. And so he starts putting together this thing, and like it was so, like 5 minutes later, something ridiculous. And he came back. He's like, "Daddy, I did it!" And he's so excited. And his dad's like looking at it, literally amazing. He looks over, and he's got sure enough, he's got the whole world put together perfectly.
Absolutely.
And now he's just in amazement at his son. Like, how did you do that so fast? And the son said, well, at first it was hard because I didn't know, you know, what went where in the map. But he said, then I noticed it was under a glass table. And he said, I was looking under the glass table, and I saw that there was a man actually in the picture of the newspaper where you tore it out, Daddy. So that he said, once I found out that there was a man on the other side, I just put together the man, and the quote literally said, when you put the man together, the world just falls in place. So there was a picture of a world on the other side, and it's so true with like this first domino of really mastering yourself. Like, I can't tell you how much I love that. It's so good. Okay.
You know, and one of the other things from that story is he was actually laying underneath the table so that he could actually see the world. And so sometimes we have to look at things from a different perspective. Sometimes we do not take the time that is necessary to just stop and review where we are in our lives. Taking the opportunity to step back from the puzzle and look at it from a different perspective. That's also the reason why it's important to have people in your life that can help you look at it from an objective perspective, that truly want you to be successful. And so in that same realm, these are individuals that can tell you what's on the label of your outside, because we spend so much time on the inside that we don't see exactly what's going on the outside. And so it's always good to have partners with us, because no one succeeds alone. And having the ability to look at that from a different perspective allows us to put the man together to rule the world. So it's a great story. It really is.
We're so like running out of time already. I can't.
It's okay. It'll be good. It'll be good.
I can't stand it. It's too much good stuff to talk about. So pick your poison. We got fear versus faith, or we have the big and specific with the rare air. Which one would you like to talk about?
I can talk about both really quickly. How about that?
Let's do fear versus faith.
Fear versus faith. Okay, see, now we're in F's now. So F's is what actually tripped me up.
F alliteration. Go ahead. Yeah.
This is something I believe a lot of people deal with that keeps them from moving forward in their lives. They are so fearful. I'll tell you a story. I was in Orlando for the Maxwell Certification Conference, and my Uber driver and I were having a conversation about this idea that he had for a business. And it was so laid out. He thought about it, analyzed it, drew it out, took a picture, ready to go. And I said, so what's stopping you? Fear. I'm scared to fail. The only time that you fail is when you stop at what it is that you're moving forward to achieve. And there's a book, once again, another book, Failing Forward, John Maxwell. Imagine that, Failing Forward. Because we should read. We should read. By the way, everybody should read 12 books a year. So go ahead and put that on your list. 12 books. Yes, Paul. 12 books a year.
Paul's like, I got a baby.
If you want to be read. See, she's well traveled. So now she needs to be well read. So,
are you trying to say I'm not well read?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a lot of people like you that are well traveled, that I know that you read and you do other things on the plane, and everybody should read 12 books a year.
All right.
So, failing forward. The more we fail, the quicker that we get to our goal. And it's really important for us, when we do feel like that we have fallen down or had a failure moment, it's it's not about the failure. It's about learning the lesson. And so what I've learned about life is that same lesson is going to continue to come around and come around and come around and come around until such time you have proven that you've passed that test to move on to something else. So embrace failure. Embrace it, because it's going to help you get to where you want to be as a person.
Absolutely. The one quote I love in there about this topic is, only those who will risk going too far will find out how far you can go.
Absolutely.
So if you don't test yourself past those points of being comfortable, you don't really know what you can actually achieve, because you haven't even tried it yet, which is so good. And I have to share this fast little story to share the wolf story, which we were talking about before.
Share that, absolutely.
Yeah, so this was, I think this is just an old fable of some sorts, but a grandfather was talking to his grandson, and he was telling him that there are two wolves inside of us fighting each other, and one is fear and one is faith. And he said fear produces, the wolf that has fear is all about indecision, inaction, anxiety, concern, uncertainty. Those are the things that the spirit of fear, basically, this wolf that has fear would bring about within a person's being. And then the wolf of faith that's fighting the wolf of fear is more about excitement and decisiveness, confidence, enthusiasm. It's a calm spirit, it's conviction, it's action. That's more of a spirit of faith. And so this grandfather was telling his grandson, these two wolves are fighting inside of every being, basically. Absolutely. Fear versus faith. And so in this story, the little boy looks up at his grandfather and says, which wolf wins? And the grandfather says, the one that you feed.
Absolutely.
And I'm like,
absolutely.
That's so golden too. That's like my word for this show. That's so golden.
Absolutely.
It's so good. Fear versus faith, which one are we feeding within us? And that has so much to do with these goals and aspirations, whatever it is that we've got. If we're feeding into that negativity and that negative thinking, we'll never get to that beautiful creation that we were meant to be. I have another book over here. I'm not going to get it because I think I'll knock down my stuff. You don't even try it yourself either. Dare I try it? I will do it. I'll do it. Okay.
It's Marianne Williamson, right?
It's Marianne Williamson. I'm going to do it.
So while she's doing that, I'm going to give you another book to write down. So this is how we...
Is this book story time?
Hey, look, I came to bring content and value. So I'm sorry that I'm trying to get you guys to be more read. Brene Brown, B-R-E-N-E.
Yes,
Brown,
vulnerability lady. Yeah.
The gifts of imperfection. It is an awesome book.
Wait, I'm writing it.
And what I want you guys to understand is when Andrea was talking about all of those different wolf traits inside of you, that is fear. You need to learn how to recognize those emotions. And I just thought of another book. I'm sorry. It's called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. And this is a really powerful book because we don't get to control our feelings, but we do get to control our actions. So never let your reaction be your response. It's very important for you to stay in control of who you are, working on that man or that woman for you to be able to take over the world. And so we have to pay attention to those emotions that come inside of us and address them immediately. I think a lot of us live lives where we allow life to happen to us and our emotions to happen to us versus, I recognize that emotion and I know how I usually reacted to that emotion. So I'm going to do something different this time. And because you do something different and you look for the successful people and what successful people do to handle those emotions, it's going to allow you to fight off those fears and move towards your faith.
Allison Todd is on it. She has shared every link
to
this
book.
You,
Allison.
And she is so on it.
Allison, I have a gift for you because you have been so diligent in posting, and Andrea knows what I'm talking about. Yes, so I have a gift for you. So when we get off of this, we will make sure that you know what that gift is.
She's like the secretary.
Do know that, again, if you've not shared this broadcast, share it because we do have prizes and gifts for people who do share. This is the book I just went over to get. Do Not Knock It. I know it's dirty and old to me, but I've had it for a long time, and I do reference it. And it's Mary Williamson, A Return to Love, which sounds cheesy and like romantic and chick flickish, but actually, if you don't know Mary Williamson, she's like Brene Brown level, like, or better. Like Nelson Mandela quotes Mary Williamson, like has quoted her, and people thought that those were his quotes, and it's actually Mary Williamson from this book, A Return to Love. And I'm serious that this is the last little story I'm sharing, but I have to share it because it's so good, and then we're gonna move on. But it's that statue idea from Michelangelo. And so speaking of the fear versus faith whole aspect, Michelangelo was quoted before saying that when he looks at a piece of marble, a block of marble, in his mind he's like, God already, and this is faith or otherwise, I mean, you think of God however you want to think of God, but God already has made something powerful and beautiful in this block of marble. It's already in there. It already exists. And he feels his job as a sculptor is to chip away the things that don't belong and therefore chip away the things that are not your authentic self. So those things, and which would be very much of this like negativity, fear, those negative thoughts and all that, so that you can be that glorious creation that's already in there. It's already in there. It's so awesome. Okay, and I'm done talking about.
So what I'm going to do is use that as a segue for the last thing that Andrea was going to mention. I just want to kind of go in a different direction. If you don't get anything else from me other than all these books that I've given you tonight, which is a lot of books. Look, I have a reading list that walks around in me. So yeah, by the way, and we'll post the link online actually. I have a link of the top 20 books that I have read that has helped me grow as a person and work on that man. So we will make sure that we post that after the live cast that we have here. We need to make sure that we are living with purpose, that we live by priority, okay? And then we need to live for productivity. Those are the three things that I would want to make sure that you get. Live with purpose, live by priority, and live for productivity, okay? And in the book, it talks about big ideas.
Which book is this one again?
In the One Thing. We're in the One Thing. We're back
to
actually
the One Thing.
We were talking about for the night. Yeah, because I've been all over the place, so I apologize. So we are now back in that book.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Just checking.
And it talks about big ideas. And there's 4 things that we should be doing to help us live by those 3 things. Number 1, commit to be your best. When you think about those 7 pillars, you should have one thing. What is your one thing that you're focusing on in each one of those pillars? It's not just the one thing in your life. What is the one thing that you're going to focus on in terms of your spirituality? Are you going to read the Bible more? Are you going to read books by Mark Batterson? There's another book, Batterson. Are you making sure that you're going to go to church or synagogue or a mosque or whatever religion that you might participate in? Relationships. What are the relationships that are important to you? And it's very important, and I can't stress this enough, okay? Be authentic about who you are and where you are in that relationship, because life is too short for us to not be our authentic self when it comes to our relationships. And so that's one of the things that I would challenge you on. So commit to be your best in all of those 7 pillars of your life. Second, be purposeful about your one thing. You have to allocate time for those one things, okay? So if it's going to be health, you need to walk or exercise or something 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Treat it as an appointment. If you don't have it on your calendar, it does not exist. You should have a calendar. Your one thing should be blocked on it, and you should follow it. Your calendar should be your boss. Number 3, take ownership of your outcomes. Do not be a victim. One of the things it talks about in the book is the difference about accountability and being a victim. And it's really important that you all get that, because there's a lot of people walking around right now in victim mindsets. And I knew that I was starting to have a shift in my life when I would continue to look at that list and say, hey, you know what? I don't do that anymore. I don't say that anymore. I recognize those emotions that are coming at me, because now I'm aware of the conversations that I used to have, the lies that we tell ourselves. And we tell ourselves a lot of lies. And there's things in this book that we talk about. Matter of fact, there's 6 lies in here that we talk about.
We do not have time to talk
I know,
about
right?
them. It's too
So
much.
that's the reason why you need to get the book. And if we need, maybe do this again, this would be a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But understand, we need to take ownership of our stuff. Address it. Forgive yourself. Move forward. Be the best you be. And number 4, which is in the book, but is also a great tool for me in terms of what I do, is find a coach. It is okay to have a coach in each one of those 7 pillars. Who is your spiritual advisor? Who is helping you with working out? Do you need to talk to someone about relationships? Find a financial planner, Dave Ramsey, a CMA, whatever the case may be. You can talk to Andrea about travels and recreation because she is like my go-to for
I'm in the travel business now.
Well, she has more experience traveling than travel people have. True or false?
That's interesting.
The answer is true. It is. She is well traveled. Her passport has plenty of stamps in it.
You see my passport?
No, I don't have to. All I got to do is watch Facebook. And those of you out there know what it is I'm talking about.
All right.
There you go. So, live with purpose. Live by priority. Live for productivity. You focus on those things and really become aware of who you are. To be focusing on your authentic self, it's going to get you where you want to be. And this is a great book that can help you begin to prioritize your life.
We are taking questions and comments and all that now. One that I really love is Karen Tabler. Excuse me. You know her?
I know Karen very well.
Karen says, "Are you available for hire as a coach and counselor to help us, quote unquote, deal with our stuff?"
Am I available? Read that question again, because she's very purposeful in how she asks her question. What was that question?
Are you available for hire as a coach and counselor to help us, quote unquote, deal with our stuff?
Okay. I am not a counselor. I am not certified as a counselor. I am not someone that's a psychiatrist, sociologist, any of that. However, I would be more than happy to recommend a counselor, psychologist to you. I met someone in the industry that is very well versed at what she does. And so I'll definitely connect you with that. But as a coach, absolutely. As a matter of fact, there are 2 or 3 individuals that's actually going to get a prize tonight based upon the selections that this lady chooses. So it's not on me. But I am offering complimentary 30-minute coaching sessions with 3 of you out there in the audience tonight. And one of them is Allison. So congratulations, Allison.
Allison,
you did such a great job of posting things.
He's going to be so fabulous.
Absolutely.
Y'all already... That's going to be a fun meeting. I mean, you should video record that.
I'm looking forward to that. She says we should video record that. So if you're game, I'm game. We'll just have to make sure that we have boundaries and rules about the conversations that we have. But I'm very good about that. Absolutely. But yes, I am available. And we'll make sure that all of my content and the Facebook business pages that I have are connected on this business page as well. Thank you, Karen, so much for asking that question.
Yes, so we're picking... today, so we've got Allison gets the 30-minute session. Is there another 30-minute session?
I might be willing to give one more.
Allison definitely has a 30-minute session. We are giving away another 30-minute session to someone who can share with us something interesting, great, whatever it was that they picked up tonight and learned. Whether you watch this later on the replay or live right now, share it, tell us about it, and then we'll pick someone who gets.
I'm looking at the calendar, the computer right now. Rosa said, "Please do again." So I'm just letting you know. Your audience says, "Please do this again." So that's up to you. So if you want me to come back, just post and say, "Yes, bring David back. Bring him back." I would love to come and share.
In my rotation, you're going to be, maybe a quarter or so down the pipeline, but he's coming back.
And I'm not using this platform to promote me. However, there will be things where the roles will be reversed in 2018. I promise you, it's being worked out as we speak.
Okay. All right then. So we have 3 books to give away today. I want to give away one of these live. And bring DP3 back. That's Kim Peasley Parker. That's your girl.
That's my girl. Sumter, South Carolina. My South Carolina people are representing. It's a wonderful thing.
Sumter is so.
Absolutely.
If you want this book live, we're looking for, I think it's the third next person who shares this post.
That's one.
Blog broadcast.
Have you already signed another book yet?
No.
Okay. I want to hear somebody's one of 42 things. If you're still there, I want somebody to share something so big and so awesome that is definitely on your these are the things I'm going to do, your bucket list, whatever you want to call it, the next 42. What is one of your 42? Because I'll buy some time by asking her that question.
One of my 42 things.
What's one of your 42
so
things?
Personal. Well, let me think about it. Let me really think about it for a second. It's got to be a bucket list thing.
Paul, what's one of your 42 things? Paul's our cameraman. You can't see him. We're waving for him. He's waving at him. What's one of your 42 things?
Rosa said she learned to move
forward. Isn't it interesting how we have to think about sometimes our life and we're not even intentional with regards to these things should be like intimate within us.
Well, they are, but I'm just thinking of what's the thing I can share. So I will say, for me, I'll say it's more traveling, believe it or not. Like, there's more places. I want to see the whole entire world. So that's true. You know, there's too many beautiful, wonderful, marvelous places to see. So.
I want to do that as well. Do your research. This is going to date me, all right? There's a movie that came out called The Cannonball Run. And that is something that I want to do is basically make a drive around the country. And hopefully I'll have the opportunity to be able to do that for charity. And Paul is saying, yeah, I'll do that too. And I know there's a couple other people out there that I've talked to that are probably watching this video right now. It's like, oh yeah, I want to do that too. So to be able to race around the country, to see the country, all of the contiguous 48 states, that is one of the goals that I have. I can tell you one of the things that I do from a vision standpoint, whenever I walk into my place here in Atlanta, on the coffee table is my passport. And I look at that passport every day and I say, you know what, starting next year, I'm going to start filling that up with stamps because I have people like the person to my left that inspires me in terms of the travels that they have. So.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Oh, we have some 42 things.
Now you're going to have to move that passport.
That's with the passport?
You didn't tell people where it is.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's right. I don't need anybody breaking in my spot talking about trying to be me.
So Allison says she's definitely going to do a TED Talk that goes global.
Ooh, Allison, we got to talk.
Yeah,
for
I believe
real,
that.
girl, for real.
Natasha, hi Natasha, says one of her 42 things is to open an art gallery.
Ooh.
I like that very much.
Is she an artist?
Rosa, Natasha, are you an artist? Rosa says one of her 42 things is to retire and go full time in her business.
Okay.
I'll leave you.
Okay.
Kim says one of her 42 things is surviving raising my 8-year-old daughter who is way too computer savvy. She wanted to access to a website this weekend and couldn't get it directly. She made her own workaround to get an educational website. Seriously, just challenging her to keep learning is on my list. Challenging her to keep learning is on her list. That's
Rosa,
beautiful.
what's your business? What business do you want to have?
Natasha is an artist, she says.
Okay, cool.
Quentin Keith Young says to own a condo or keep an apartment in every major market.
How many major markets is that?
How many major markets is that Paul asked? He wants to know how many major markets.
That's a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
4? Is it 10?
He's in that real estate world. So
I am in the real estate world. I am also a licensed real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty. So,
yes.
You know, if you have any real estate needs, buy, sell, or invest. You know.
So did you say the first person to share their first 42?
No, I want to see what the best one out there is.
Oh, the best one.
Yeah.
Are you going to give it live or are you going to do that for the replay?
I'm going to do it for the replay too. So we're going to wait and see what the big ones are. So you can share more than one, and we'll make a decision over the next 24 hours.
Okay, so that's a replay one. And then, so,
we have
and
any
I
other
was
questions?
looking for
yeah,
the...
what are we looking at there?
Yeah, questions we still take.
3? Okay.
No. You were looking for the third.
The third person
share.
Oh, the third person to share.
You share, but you don't count, Paul.
No,
do you really
want count?
I don't count.
Oh, sorry, Paul. Paul, do you want what?
Don't count.
Hey, should we give Paul... If you guys say Paul should get a book, we'll give Paul the third book.
Yes.
You say that he should have
But it's okay to say no if you don't want him to have the book. It's okay. I will protect you. It's okay.
Quentin Keith Young says that TED Talk has to be the best one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Rose is doing identity theft and legal shield. Orlando, photographer, Bowtie Photos.
Doctor of Ministry degree and international speaker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Orlando, we need to talk. Okay, so
Natasha
let's
says
make sure
Paul
we
should
connect.
read the book.
Okay.
You have a fan, Paul. Natasha said.
Yeah.
You have a believer out there. There's only one vote though. So while you're voting, if you think Paul should have the third book,
I can make sure that he gets another book, and we can still give out the 3 that we need. So that'll be fine. Absolutely.
You keep talking, and we're wrapping this up for sure.
So she's probably going to do something that's a surprise for this. So
it's not a surprise, you know. I'm getting
one of the things I just want to say real quick, since I'm killing time because she gave me the time to do it. I am a certified speaker, trainer, and coach with. What's that?
Karen says, "Does Paul need help on owning on his one thing?"
Absolutely, he needs to stay focused. It's amazing how times. Chase 2 rabbits, catch none. Yeah, that's also in the book too. So, but I am a certified speaker, trainer, and coach. Yeah. That is really good.
I'm squeezing by you. Okay.
So I want to try to do my pitch one more time. Certified speaker, trainer, and coach with John Maxwell. I would love to have an opportunity to talk to you about your goals. And if you reach out to me, I'd be more than happy to spend some time with you to talk about what we do at the Dapper Collaborative, as well as DP3 Consulting. And like I said, we'll make sure that all the links to all of what we do here in Atlanta is available to you. But I would love to have the opportunity, especially I think Orlando, I believe you said that you have your doctor in ministry. We need to have a conversation about Maxwell and your goals of where it is that you want to go, because I really believe the JMT DNA is something that you would really love, and there's a ton of content that would really help you in the direction that you want to go. So I would love to have a conversation with you about that.
I'm picking the third person that just shared this video to give this book to live, and that's Quentin Keith Young.
Yay!
Is that your boy?
Yeah, that's my boy.
Oh, okay. All right. Congratulations. And Quentin messaged me. You can message the ADS agency page. If you email me or send me your address, we'll get this to you. So, and then we already said that a replay viewer with their best 42 things will get the second one.
Absolutely.
And then the third one, nobody wants to give it to Paul except for Natasha. We're going to give Paul a book also.
I guess.
No, somebody else said too.
Somebody else voted for you? If somebody else
Karen
literally
said,
voted for you,
yes,
you
he
understand
should
that
get
this is a democracy, right? Yays, nays. We add them up.
Well, there are no nays.
Oh, there's no nays?
There's 2 yays and no nays.
Was Karen a yay? I can't remember.
Karen was a yay.
Oh,
if Karen was a
Karen
yay,
did say
then,
yes. Okay.
Then okay.
So
because Karen said so.
This is Quentin's.
You get a book.
This one belongs to the 42nd person, and because you have 2 fans out there, this book is for you, Paul. Okay.
I got a book.
All right.
Look in the mirror, y'all. Look in the mirror.
He did actually do that, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So much for our set. He was going to ruin that. I'm glad that we're outside of the interview at this point, so it's fine.
Oh,
And this is for you.
I didn't slide.
Oh,
I didn't slide over enough.
David.
I didn't slide over enough. There we go.
Now you're trying to mess up the camera.
Okay, they got me.
David's asking, should he open this now? I already know you really actually want him to open it, but I'm gonna ask you to open it, and then you can show it. You're gonna have to do a close up so people can see. He's laughing at it.
Let me see if I can turn them. Okay, I'm gonna have to take one out. Okay. Sorry. So, you want to tell the stories or something to it? Can you see that?
It's DP3.
It's DP3.
Hold it.
How about that?
You're dealing with a photographer who's trying
Right
to
there.
get
Right.
this,
Whoa.
like super close.
It's almost
and
there.
personal
It's
for you.
almost there. Where did it go? I saw this.
I can't see it, so it's not my fault. It's Paul's fault. Karen, are you sure you want me to give him the book? Because he can't even handle this camera right now.
I can kind of see it. Basically, it
It
says DP3.
does say DP3. It's kind of sketch. Thank you so much, girl.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Awesome gifts.
So that is it today, and I'm giving
Yeah.
these dominoes to my kitties. Not my kitties, but my niece and nephews. So I guess they'll have to learn how to play. They can just stack it up and down.